Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about your anti-bias transdisciplinary project. It's the same thing, we refer to it by those two names. So this project is the one we've been working on from the beginning of the semester, basically. It's the one you chose your topic for, you've talked about your prior experiences with, you've completed all those documentation assignments. Those are all for this project. So just as a reminder, transdisciplinary integration and projects are when you have kind of a question you want to answer or something you're interested in, there's a real world context, and then you're able to naturally use different subject areas to answer that question. So for example, the Crow and Morehouse reading is all about transdisciplinary integration, and they use the example of the kids wanting to learn more about how pizza is made. And so they do lots of different things. They do research, they talk about what they know about pizza, then they're able to go to the pizza parlor, ask the people that work there questions, take notes, and then they do like a final experience about what they've learned about pizza. So that's an example. For this project, you're not planning a transdisciplinary unit, you're engaging in your own transdisciplinary project. So whatever question it is that you have or thing that you want to learn more about, that's what you're doing for this project. And the purpose is just so that you can kind of experience what a transdisciplinary project is like, and so that you can learn more about the things that you're curious about. So here's an overview of all of the assignments that have to do with this project. You have already done all of these ones up here. And then your fieldwork documentation and below, all of those assignments will not be due until after practicum. You can obviously get started on them as soon as you want or are able to. A lot of people's fieldwork may be in practicum, so you can't do that until you actually get into practicum. And I'll go over these last assignments and give you guys some examples for that. So the next one that you'll do isn't until after practicum. It's your fieldwork documentation. So you're just writing what you did for fieldwork, evidence of your fieldwork, and then what you learned about your fieldwork, and then any other questions you may have or things like that. So I wanted to show you some examples. I didn't do the whole document of this one, so you can't see everything that they did, but it gives you an example. They talked about what they did for their fieldwork, and then their evidence of the fieldwork. She did an interview, so she wrote down her questions and the teacher's responses, and that was her evidence. In this one, she just listed what the things were that she needed to include, and she wrote a brief description for each one. All of these examples are going to be on Learning Suite, so you can refer back to them if you want. But really the purpose of showing you these examples is to help you recognize that there's not really a wrong way to do these assignments. As long as you answer the questions, then you're great. You're going to get your points for it. So don't worry about that. These should really be super easy and not difficult for you guys at all. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to debrief your fieldwork. So you're just going to kind of write down what you did to analyze what you learned from your fieldwork, and provide evidence of that. So again, here are some examples. This student did it where she broke apart everything she learned about her subject into a table. You don't have to do it that way. You could write it in just a paragraph form, and that's totally fine. And again, these are on Learning Suite. So really, once again, not a wrong way to do this. Just however your brain works and however you want to do it. Then you're going to do your project plan documentation. So that's just where you write what you're going to plan on doing for that final creative product that you're going to make that demonstrates what you've learned from your project. So you're just going to write about what you'll do to represent your learning, what materials you may need, what timeline, if there's any other information you're going to need. So for an example, sorry, these pictures are kind of small, but they're all in Learning Suite. This student just she broke it up. So here are the materials she needs. This is her timeline that she plans on doing. This is what she's thinking of doing for her project. And then over here, the student does it the same way. It's not as detailed, but that's okay. She still includes everything she needs for it. So full points there. Then you're going to create your project. Sorry, this should not say plan. This is your create project documentation. So just send something in so that we can see that you've made your project that you've planned out. So for example, this student just sent in this picture and we're like, okay, she did it, that's great. So nothing difficult you need to do there. And then finally, you're going to do your final transdisciplinary culminating experience. So what you're going to do is you're going to include that picture of whatever product it was you made. You're going to have an artistic statement about it. And then you're also going to do a project summary. So this is just a one-page project summary displaying what you did. And then you should also have just this information, maybe your knowledge web questions, what you found. So some students have just made a KWL chart. So they're like, here is what I knew, here is what I wanted to know, here's what I learned. And then they include the topic inquiry and the field work in their paper as well. So that's not too difficult. I didn't include examples of this one because I have already uploaded them on Learning Suite and I've showed you them in class before. So if you want to go look at those, go ahead. And that's your project. It really is fun. It should be a great learning experience for you because it's something that you're interested in. So yeah, don't worry about it and go ahead and email me if you have any questions or need help with ideas for what you can do for your project. I'm here to help you guys.